Hi everybody, I'm Andrew Pierce and welcome to I Fucking Love Whiskey. I'm here with my co-host, as always, Joseph Limbaugh.
Hello! I also fucking love whiskey.
Yeah. And every week, of course, we have a special guest, and this week it is none other than Brian Lohmann.
Who also fucking loves whiskey.
Yes!
It's a theme.
In fact, he came in and knew a slogan of a whiskey and said, oh, this must be from Bunnahabhain. And I was like, oh, yes it is. So we're going to try that for the final whiskey today, which is great. We're kind of focusing on the areas of Scotland in our first season here. And today it's the Lowlands we're going to visit.
This area here.
Yes, the lower part of Scotland, the Lowlands. Are you sniffing the map?
No, I'm just, no. This map, no. It has a real good nose to it.
It's a little peaty.
Yeah, it's quite a bit peaty.
A little peaty at that corner of the map.
And I'm picking up hints of glue, cardboard, ink, printing.
Nice.
Don't eat it. You're not. No
We'll
matter
see.
how hungry you get.
By the end of the show, we don't know what will happen.
Yeah,
So.
it's hard to say once the whiskey starts flowing. There are not an awful lot of single malts that come out of the Lowlands, as we discussed earlier. Auchentoshan is probably the most known one out of the Lowlands. It's very, very accessible if you go to Scotland. It's just above Glasgow. You can probably take a city bus out to it, actually. And it means corner of the field, which is lovely.
Oh, that's adorable.
It's triple distilled, so they go through 3 distillation phases instead of the 2 or 2.5 if you count one other, what was it, Springbank? 3 distillation phases instead of the 2. They also have a kind of slanted up neck on the kettles, and a long neck as well, which means that it's going to be a lighter, and the heavy alcohols are going to stay in the kettle, and only the light ones are really going to get out. So it has a nice light flavor, and this is made from 3 woods. So there's 3 different types of casks that are put in here: American oak, triple distilled spirit.
It's going to go off again.
Oloroso sherry.
So this is a single malt, but it's distilled in 3 different barrels. Is that right?
Yes. So a single malt means it's origin from a single distillery.
Right.
They will often still marry them to create a single malt. Now, if it's a single cask, that comes out of a single cask.
Right. So this is a mixture of 3 different casks, or is it distilled 3 times in 3 different barrels?
This is a mix of 3 different casks.
Okay.
And we don't know how many casks of each. We don't know a percentage of each. And it's watered down to 43% from cask strength. So they've added water to it already. So it should be open and very much like
Ready to
go.
Now, if I was at Hogwarts and I wanted to get a wand made out of those 3 woods, what house would I belong to? That's a question for the people at home.
Yeah,
I think that's
put your answers in the, in the hair. We do have a lot of. I'm sure we'll at some point, or we already do have. I don't know. We'll have a lot of nerdy followers, I think, because we talk a lot about nerdy stuff on the show too.
Well, I think you got to figure that out. What are those woods going to do for you if you're
making
a magician?
wand
If you're a magician, you need a wand. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you drink that entire bottle, you'll probably try to do that at some point in the evening.
My wand is cherry cask wood with a unicorn heartstring in the inside.
I can't stop sucking on it. It's so good.
When I cast a spell, there's just a delicious aroma in the air.
This is pretty. I like this color.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Yeah, it's got a lot of color from the sherry cask, I would guess.
Yeah, a little bit of red,
Honey.
but honey.
It's like honey colored.
Ooh. It does have a light nose. Yeah. It does, I do feel like this is like a curated, like someone, I don't know, like this is
Someone put this together to make something fun.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Special. That smells good. It's almost got a brandy nose to it.
And even in the taste, it feels like brandy. There's like a lot of that really sharp
it does.
oak flavor that comes out. Oh, the candied apples on
Mott Street.
There is
Mott Street. Very, very, very specific candy apples.
Even though the nose is light, there's like definitely some really deep, rich tones in the flavor. Like I wasn't expecting it, but it's like, you know.
And it's only warming the left side of my throat right now, which makes me think this is a pretty radical.
That's because of how you sipped it. That has nothing to
I don't think
do.
that's the Scotch.
That doesn't work that way, right?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. This is more of a right side Scotch than a left side Scotch.
Only my left nostril is smelling it.
You mock me now, but we're going to pick a political candidate at the end of this tasting, and we'll see where everybody lands.
Well, that's
That's a very different podcast.
yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Oh, they're all so different. This is like, and I don't know. Yeah, it just seems like just deep underground, like not earthy, but I just feel like there's like that like if you're underground and there's that cavernous air, that cold air that's just, you know, has been deep underground blowing past you. Like it's not the smell of fresh earth, but it's that stony sort of, you know, cold.
Ancient air.
Yes, it's, yeah.
So a catacomb of a Scotch.
Could be, yeah. Or like beneath an oak tree, like the roots of an oak tree are over a cavern, because there is that oaky sort of, yeah, it's like it's that hint of organic but old, and just a bit of organic.
A cherry wood coffin buried beneath an oak tree.
Yeah.
And you're trapped inside this coffin?
With a delicious bottle.
Oh, well, then you're okay.
I'm okay with that.
There's almost like, you know, cinnamon toast with maple syrup on top of it.
Yes!
And the finish?
Yeah.
Something?
I'm getting the maple syrup.
Yeah, I love the cinnamon
Wow.
toast. That's a really great description.
So it's a great
Crazy.
breakfast Scotch.
Yeah, it is. It is a good. This would be good with like.
It's a
good starter.
It would pair well with cinnamon toast crunch, or I'm gonna say Rice Krispies.
I was going to go churro, just like...
I just feel like that'd be overkill on the cinnamon. Cinnamon. How much have I had? I've only had a little bit.
Okay, that's the first one.
Cinnamon. This is my cinnamon and my cinnadad.
We're going to the cinema later.
The cinnamon. Yeah. So what do we think? Are we putting water in this?
It feels good.
I love it.
Brian's after my own heart.
decisive. Yeah. Nope.
I agree. I
don't think it needs
don't
it.
like
I
putting
think
water.
they've
I think
already
this is open.
they've already put as much water as they need to put in it. So
Yeah, this is a drink that needs to stand up by itself in the corner of a field, and if you put water in it, it's going to fall to its knees. You know,
Yeah.
This is a century Scotch that's going to watch carefully, observe what's happening for the rest of the day, and keep you safe. So you don't want to water it down. That's what I'm saying. Otherwise, what will happen?
We agree.
They'll fall asleep.
I agree,
but for science.
for science,
We have
okay,
to
I'm
try
going to
it.
try this.
Yeah.
All right.
I will be the experimenter.
Well, I'll try just one drop. Is that how it works?
Usually,
Well, you know, one or two. You've got so little in here that one drop is going to make a big change.
That's right.
I forgot to mention these are half-ounce pourers, so you can.
Okay. I'm going to do my
Measure
drop
out
too,
that.
just for the tincture of tenderness for anybody who remembers.
Let's see what happens with you guys if it's.
I don't think it helps the nose. The nose feels
No. Ugh.
diluted.
Flaccid nose.
Yeah.
I win because I didn't put any water in mine. But I listened to the experts.
I was game for the experiment.
But yeah, no, that was a bad move.
I'm staying traditional on this one.
Yep. Yeah, it was much. I lost the maple syrup cinnamon toast at the end. Now I just get something bitter. And it's not just me.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with my original impression that it's a curated experience. They knew exactly what they were doing. Like, this is very specifically,
Right.
the flavors are very specifically engineered and by artists. And like, I don't, you know.
Yeah.
Down to 43%, not 40%. Something specifically at this.
Yeah, that's a very specific number there. You know. Not rounding up, which is what we did.
Yeah, it just. See, I was going to take the bullet for science. I didn't
I know.
think you
I
had
had to follow you down that path, just
Well,
to see. Just to
You're
see.
both heroes, and I'm the coward of the bunch.
Well, your sentry stood tall and protected you. Ours dropped to their knees.
Yeah, I'm there, still there alone in the corner of that
the
pass.
first sign of water. Just,
Yeah.
Run, it's getting wet.
Yeah.
It's like Californians when it rains. Sky water. Help!
Yeah, this is a Wicked Witch of the West Scotch. Just keep it away from water.
Ooh, yeah. I'm melting. Yeah. Before this thing started, I just want to point out that Brian Lohmann made a reference to Michael Moorcock. He mentioned the Stormbringer. I'm just gonna point that out. Mm-hmm. He's a nerd. He's a nerd too.
And I can connect that to this just through the Highlander series and swords.
Sure,
so
fair
I'll
enough.
Make a connection.
Yeah. There can be only one.
Right?
Not at all a stretch.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'll accept it.
I prefer the original movie, but although I've heard the series is really good, the Highlander series. I've not seen it.
It's done crazy for Scottish tourism because every site you go to is like there's historical thing. There's no one. Suddenly there's buses everywhere. It's like, oh, they use this set in Highlander.
Oh, cool.
So people are doing those kind of tours.
They should go on Scotch tours instead.
I agree.
Scotch.
Well, our palates are warmed up now.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.